My sentence says, tonight is my family's party. I can't wait for my abuelo's tamales. Go ahead, ma'am.
Some words are in Spanish.
Okay, some of the words in the sentence are in Spanish, right? Por ejemplo,
Abuelos and tamales.
abuelo and tamales, right? Abuelo could have been translated to English, right? Could have been grandpa, but I don't know about tamales, right? Why do you think the author utilized abuelo instead of grandpa?
To see
Huh?
that they're Hispanic.
¿Para qué?
Maybe to see if they're Hispanic.
Maybe to show that they're Hispanic, huh? That's a good point. Yes, ma'am. Para que tenga más sentido, y creo que sí, creo que es para que veas que es una persona hispana. You're right? Yes, ma'am.
Pues no de esa, pero ya no de
La otra, go ahead.
Families.
What's wrong with families? Tell me. Or what do you notice?
Que tiene una S y como que no hace sentido.
Okay, families tiene una S? And you telling me that it doesn't make sense. So there's something about it that makes it sound different.
Family party.
Yes?
S.
Alright? Hector? Sir?
The comma that's on top of abuelos and families.
I can't. Also
But
can't.
it's also on here.
And can't?
Yeah, I can.
Alright? So I'm glad you noticed that. Does anybody know what these are called?
Compare.
Apostrophe?
Apostrophes, thank you. So on top of these floating marks, I'll round to right apostrophes.
And también
Y lo tienes razón, you're right. Can also has it.
What is it called like that?
Apostrophe.
You know, oftentimes when somebody names when somebody's given a name, it's normally named after someone or whoever made the discovery or whoever came up with it. ¿Ya lo escribiste? ¿Ya lo escribiste? Apostrophe? Make sure you're writing this vocabulary, because this vocabulary you're going to have to use while you're conversing. This is the type of vocabulary I want you to use. Academic vocabulary, you're right. Alright? So, before we move on to a different noticing, with the apostrophes, does anybody know why we use these apostrophes? ¿Alguien sabe por qué los utilizamos? Hector? Okay, so to show that someone owns something or something owns something, right? So going off of what you're saying, so if you're telling me that apostrophes can be used to demonstrate that someone owns something, ownership, correct? So on families, do we hear that or do we see that?
Because they're doing the party and it's their party.
Okay, so it's their party. So underneath apostrophe, I want you to write ownership.
Okay.
Ownership with the W.
It's the ownership.
Okay? And what do they own?
Party.
Okay? Alexa, I need you over here. I need you listening over here. Not doing your own thing. So, what about the other apostrophes? Are they doing the same thing? Abuelo is. So underneath abuelo's apostrophe, I want you to write ownership.
Because whenever it doesn't have the apostrophe, it will be abuelo, and it's going to be, there's
More than one abuelo, right? Let us finish it and then I'm going to add on to what you're saying. So, families own the party and abuelo owns the tamales. That's what they own, right? So this one's ownership, alright? And then Eric has a good point here. Eric tiene muy buen punto. Eric dice que si family y abuelo no tienen una S con una apóstrofe en español, el apostrophe, como el acentito, la tilde, me está diciendo que hay más de uno. Right? So, por ejemplo aquí, families. This one, it needs the apostrophe S because there's only one family, one group of family, right? If we do not put the apostrophe, then it would say many families, right? And actually actually in this case it would be written different, it'd be IES if it was more than one. But this one is singular, en español sería singular, una nada más. Aquí lo mismo con abuelo, diría que hay muchos abuelos, it'd be more than one abuelo. So here we're talking about how many abuelos? One abuelo. Before I move on, notice how in Spanish, family, abuelos, familia, y abuelos no tienen eso.
Luego, ¿por
En
qué?
español no. Pues ¿cómo vas a decir? Fiesta de familias, familias fiesta.
No.
No se dice así, ¿verdad? Sonaría raro. Lo mismo con abuelo. Vamos a comer abuelos tamales.
No.
En realidad no existe algo así, entonces se tiene que cambiar. Entonces, la forma que está en inglés está escrita casi igual en español. Pero en español,
It's longer.
aparte suena rara porque la hice literal, I changed it exactly. Y aquí dice, no puedo esperar por los tamales de mi abuelo. How does that sound? ¿Cómo suena eso?
It's
¿Ah?
Okay.
¿Cómo?
like the one.
Like the one in English. Does that sound okay? ¿Cómo lo dirías? I think I would say this differently.
Sí.
No puedo esperar a comer los tamales de mi abuelo. ¿No?
No, because then I would say like more.
So,
Escucha como que estás esperando a los tamales.
como que van a llegar, ¿no?
Comerlos.
Alright. Jimena. Jimena dice que los puntos. Right? ¿Para qué son los puntos aquí? Nos están informando. Informational.
Yo estoy como un poquito confused en el first period.
Okay, make sure you're writing this down. You have to write this down. Say again.
And the next sentence is gonna talk about something different.
Okay, so the next sentence, so we, on that first period after party, we have a period because it's trying to tell me that they're done talking about that topic there.
And then they're moving on to the
Now they're moving about on a different idea, right? Okay? Delete.
Yo estoy como poquito confused en el verse period porque pienso que eso como que lo podíamos quitar.
En este,
Sí.
so en vez de que sea un punto, podemos poner otra cosa.
Yeah, like a comma.
So you're thinking we could probably combine these. ¿Por qué los podemos combinar?
Because it's gonna be like
About
this.
the same thing.
Because if it's
Kind
yeah,
of, they're
it's
not
the
talking
same
about
thing.
the same thing.
If they have a
They're
period, it's
still
gonna
talking
be like
about the party.
Alright, so they're still talking about similar topics.
Yeah.
it's gonna be other like other order.
Alright, so you're thinking we could probably change the period to a comma.
Yes, sir.
Right? So we're changing it from two simple, dos oraciones simples, a ahora quiero crear una compuesta o una compleja.
Pues
But I'm still missing something. We have a comma is not enough. What else can I do besides a comma? What else can I have there? Because if all I do is add a comma, it's called a comma. And? Tonight is my family's party, and I can't wait for my abuelos tamales. What do you think?
Maybe, yeah, because it's I can't,
Fanboy.
like, how?
It's a fanboy.
Eric,
Yeah, no?
fanboy.
Alright. Alright.
No, we'll fix.
Anything else from more on?
The capital here.
Okay, there's a capital at the beginning of the sentence,
The other one.
and the capital I. Even though, do I keep it as a capital? Or do I lowercase?
No.
Yes.
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 Because you're putting a comma.
Yes, we're putting a comma here. Lowercase.
Because it's an I. I is always capitalized in English, right?
But it's like a name, but in the middle.
It's like an M, it's a proper noun. Good?
Yes.
So, ¿era todo?
Yeah.
Alright, here's one more thing that I wanted you guys to notice. Notice how these two, we said ownership for these two apostrophes.
Yeah, I was gonna
But what about this one? Does this one show ownership?
No, I was gonna say that, but it's gonna. Oh, I know.
I'm so sorry.
Because if it's can't, it's gonna. You take it off, it can be like can.
Okay, you're onto something.
Own it.
Okay, so this one doesn't show ownership, right? So for this one, we cannot write ownership underneath. So this tells me that apostrophes have more than one function. Tiene más de una función, right?
Yeah.
So, this is what I want you guys to write down. Let me close the I could use my stretchy hands and I would, but my stretchy hands are not working right now.
can't read.
So,
Alright. You can't read.
no, I only have laser vision. I don't have. So, this, I'm gonna go back to this one, to the one we can't. We use apostrophes when we are creating contractions. En español, contracciones, cognado contracciones. So, this is what I want you to write here. On the bottom of your sentence, I want you to write contractions.
Contracción.
Contractions. Contractions.
Contracción.
Contracciones en español.
Under can.
¿Go? ¿Ya María lo escribiste, chula? Alright. Contraction. En esa, la palabra can't es una palabra contracción, es a contraction. Significa que puse más de una palabra y la apunté, and I created one word. So, conmigo, Rick? So, can't is made up of two words. Does anyone know what two words made this word?
No.
And cannot.
Can and cannot. Can and not. Can and not. Right?
Uh-huh.
No. Cannot. I need nothing.
Here, what all they did was drop the one of the ends. They dropped these two, and the other the apostrophe when they combine them. Okay?
Oh, I know why.
Here's another one.
Now I understand.
So I'm gonna write some down, and I want you to write. Let's see if you can figure out what two words are making these. Give me a minute, sir.
Does it? Oh.
I know you can't see. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. That's why you can see. Sorry, I need to make this call. So try and figure them out, and I'll give me just a minute.
Okay, I know how to spell.
They all have apostrophe. Isn't it the apostrophe? Yeah. Apostrophe.
Any ideas? The first one doesn't.
Does not.
Does not.
Ah.
La que sigue.
Would have.
Would have.
I thought it was would of.
That's would have. It is would have if it's a contraction.
Oh, like O F.
No, I see what you're saying. No, in this case it's would have. What about weave? Yes, sir.
Weave is where?
What is it?
Where?
No, not where.
Where?
Because it's a VE.
Nosotros.
Where?
Of us.
This is a VE.
Oh.
Oh, weave. Sí, está weave is talking about us. We. Pero ¿cuál sigue?
Everyone?
Done?
We.
Yes, but it's VE at the end.
We have.
We have.
Ow.
Close. Write it down. Write it down. Because these are going to come up again.
Where and done is the same thing.
Have done.
Yeah.
No, and
But
it's
like
have done. Here's another one that you're probably going to get quite a bit.
Confused.
We're. We're.
We are. Yeah, that was the last year.
Well, you got it, but not everyone got it. Some of the students got it. Okay?
on.
So, estas son igual el mismo concepto, se utiliza en español, nada más que no se utiliza la apóstrofe en español. We don't use the apostrophe in Spanish. Por ejemplo, un ejemplo que ustedes conocen muy bien es de y él. ¿Qué crean? Si lo juntamos, él. A y él.
A él.
No, no es a él. Se tiene que quitar algo. Es al. Aquí quitamos una de las S, una de las vocales. Yes, sir.
Where it says where and like the bottom and the
Here?
Yeah.
Because normally what you do is you drop the vowel. For instance, up here, can, and not, you're dropping the vowel. The vowel. Doesn't, you're dropping the the vowel. On some of them you drop more than just the vowel. You drop one consonant, but normally it's drop the vowel. Normalmente quitas la vocal.
Que no la N no es una vocal. Que can es como tienen la sí puedo.
Que sí puedo, yeah,
No
right?
puedo esperar y si quieren la T y la arriba va a ser que no puedo esperar.
Yes, sir.
Pero la N no es una vocal.
Entonces, pues escucha lo que estoy diciendo. Normalmente la regla dice you drop the vowel and you add an apostrophe. En algunos casos, that's a good point. En algunos casos you're going to drop one consonant and the vowel together. Alright? Por ejemplo, aquí, this one, we drop the vowel. Doesn't, we drop the vowel. Would have, this one had to take more than one. The H and the A, the consonant and the vowel. Okay? So not always. Es lo malo del inglés, que a veces tiene muchas excepciones. Yes, ma'am.
You forgot one.
Which one?
They are.
Oh, that's a good one. Here's another one.
Oh, sí, Leon.
See? So, it'd be they are.
We're so smart.
Very bright. Bright as a light bulb.
Yeah, we're so smart.
Okay, good? We're gonna leave it there, because I don't wanna go into more